Good, good. So we'll do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So we know that in the world of autoimmunity that there are environmental triggers that act as catalysts to set off autoimmune diseases. We know that with rheumatoid and multiple sclerosis and psoriasis.
What the hell is that?
UFO.
Looking for a place to park. So we know in the world of autoimmune diseases that there are triggers that set them off. There are 5 factors that go into play, and I'm geeking out now, but that's okay for a moment. There are 5 factors that come into play. First, the gene. Got to have the gene. We know celiac disease, for example, what the genes are, but all autoimmune diseases have a gene of vulnerability. Second is an environmental trigger. Third is a microbiome that allows the response to that environmental trigger. Fourth is intestinal permeability, and fifth is a systemic immune response. So there are 5 different factors that come into play, but the one we have the most control over is the environmental trigger. If you don't get exposed to the environmental trigger, you don't activate the gene that makes you vulnerable to whatever autoimmune disease you're vulnerable to. In the world of silicone exposure, we know that the autoimmune diseases that are connective tissue diseases are very common. What's that? Lupus, systemic sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis. They're very, very common as a result of increased exposures in genetically sensitive people to silicone. So many, I don't know how many tens of thousands or more women have had silicone implants over the years.
Millions, 1.25 million women a year get implants, including saline, which are shelled with silicone.
Are they? I didn't know. That's so. All right. So we've got over 1 million women that have these silicone implants implanted into their bodies, and every one of them leaks. I've been at the Autoimmune Congress, both in Leipzig, Germany, and in Lisbon, Portugal, where presentations have been made about silicone from world experts. And they talk about every implant leaks into the bloodstream or into the lymphatics. And then your immune system, trying to protect you from a toxic chemical, is going to respond to it. So for all of those who have silicone implants, I've been asked this question before, who needs to have them replaced or taken out? And of course, I think, why would we want a toxin in our body? But certainly, if you do a blood test and you have antibodies to silicone or antibodies to your own connective tissue, you got a problem. And the longer the antibodies are in your bloodstream being produced by your immune system against the silicone you're being exposed to, the more likely you'll develop an autoimmune disease.
And that's exactly what I'm seeing in all the clients that I work with that have breast implants. And it's 1.25 million a year that are getting them.
Oh my.
So we're talking tens of millions of women. And it's just now becoming that the trend is smaller boobs to go back to natural, which is so great, but it's just not finally starting, and France is actually outlawing these things. France is now, and this is all as of like just a couple weeks ago.
Marvelous.
The FDA has now proven, or we've shown that all breast implants cause a certain type of cancer. It just shows differently, as Dr. Tom is mentioning, and each person is expressed differently. My immune system is nearly nil. My cortisol is low. All the labs to prove it, and that's what I'm seeing in the women that I have in my practice. We've got lupus, we've got MS, we've got Hashimoto's, we've got fibromyalgia. All these women who have come to us and their breast implants have either ruptured or they haven't. They've been intact. But they all bleed.
But they all bleed. They all
do.
Yeah. Well, it's fabulous what you're doing. I have such respect for this message you're carrying out. Critically important for all these people who believed what they wanted to hear by those who were representing the industry.
Yeah, exactly. So this is another thing to hear, and also good news about this is that you can do things like fat transfer, and you can have robust breasts if you want to, but it's your own natural tissue,
Right.
so it's not going
Right.
to reject it anymore, and you can be beautiful and have the energy that you desire and you deserve.
Yes, yes, amen to that.
Thanks, Dr. Tom.
You're welcome. Great.
Awesome.
Great, I'm glad.
Little clip.
Good opportunity.